Hey CD11, welcome to your weekly update. I wanted to start by revisiting all of the work that we did last week on oversized vehicle dwellings and enforcement of existing parking restrictions. Many of you have reached out to my team about it, so I wanted to dive a little deeper. The first action we took was unanimous approval of my motion to create a citywide program to restrict vehicle dwelling, primarily RVs, in residential areas, commercial corridors, and near parks, schools, daycares, and libraries, while at the same time identifying locations in each council district where these vehicles can park with access to services while we continue our work bringing new interim and permanent housing options online. Our city departments will now report back to the council with a framework for this program. It's going to take time to implement, and as we know, nothing in the city of LA moves quickly. Keep you updated as this effort continues. Our city streets were never designed for long-term street camping. Our city is not an RV park, and we can't and shouldn't put up with the widespread impacts these RV encampments cause. Our second action last week deals with the enforcement of existing laws that are already in effect and on the books. As you may recall, during the pandemic, the city suspended enforcement of many of its parking rules. And when they resumed enforcing in 2022, before I took office, the city still barred impounding vehicles used as dwellings in most circumstances. While well-intentioned, this policy created confusion and too many gray areas for our city workers responsible for enforcing our parking laws. That's why Councilmember De Leon and I introduced a motion calling for immediate citation and impound when the vehicle creates a public safety risk. Councilmember Lee joined our effort, and we expanded the instruction to also allow for immediate enforcement of 72-hour, overnight, and oversized vehicle restrictions. While this action is about enforcing existing laws, our Department of Transportation will need time to implement and educate its officers on the ground and to secure necessary resources to return to pre-pandemic enforcement. This is a win and a step in the right direction, so stay tuned for more updates. Some of you may have seen the recent LA Times article regarding the state of our city sidewalks, a safety and livability problem that impacts every corner of our city. Just this week, I personally submitted multiple requests for sidewalk repairs to MyLA 311. Last year, we approved a pilot program to take the initial steps to create a citywide inventory of and assessment of our sidewalks, something I was surprised didn't already exist. I was also shocked to learn that we don't currently have a comprehensive inspection and maintenance program, which is completely unacceptable. Even though we're struggling with a budget deficit and staffing crises across our city departments, we can't continue to ignore our failing infrastructure, especially with the 2028 Olympics right on the horizon. As the newest member of the Budget and Finance Committee, repairing and securing additional resources for our broken sidewalks will be a top priority. Over the last few months, I have been increasingly concerned about the growing number of tents on Dockweiler State Beach. This area is jurisdictionally complicated. A state beach operated and managed by the county, which falls within the geographic boundaries of Council District 11. But it's not my department, just feels like an excuse at this point. So over the last few months, we've been using CD11's new Care Plus team in partnership with LAHSA and our outreach workers to offer services and make housing connections and to address the garbage and accumulation of property on our public beach. On Thursday, we conducted another one of these operations and engaged with about 20 individuals, many of whom have been offered services and housing connections, both at Dockweiler and other encampments in the area.
But the issue won't be resolved with just city cleanups, says LA City Councilwoman Tracy Park, who represents this district.
This isn't something that we just started today. This outreach and offers of services have been ongoing for a number of months now.
I heard Governor Newsom's order to clear encampments off of state lands loud and clear. I've personally spoken to Governor Newsom and requested his assistance. And my team is actively engaged with both the state and our county partners for necessary resources to keep our beach safe, clean, and accessible for every member of the public.
All of these folks have received engagement and offers of services. I am not going to accept, no, we'd prefer to stay here as an answer.
Although I'm pleased with the progress we made on Thursday, encampments are likely to return until the county and the state are able and willing to enforce overnight camping bans at the beach. I will certainly continue this work, but I can't do it alone. So I really appreciate your continued support and advocacy to help me secure the long-term interventions and solutions we need.